Yeah, thanks very much for here today to help us set off the march. So basically, yeah, we are calm. Yeah, we know that we are here for the demonstration, and we understand that the Metropolitan Police has imposed a lot of really last minute restriction on us after they had the dream last night. For those who actually came a bit later, maybe I should also inform you about what happened. Basically, yesterday on the 2nd of May, the organizer of this protest received a really kind email from the Metropolitan Police saying that they are fine with the proposed route of the demonstration, which actually begins here at this location in front of the Royal Mint to cross the Tower Bridge and then come back. That was endorsed on the 2nd of May yesterday in the email. We can also share that email with everyone later on. But after I don't know what kind of dream they had. Some of the Metropolitan Police officer this morning, while everyone from the north is, coming down, driving down, busy driving, then at that time the Metropolitan Police actually sent out a message saying that, actually we are now objected to this proposed route. Because of various factors, and they don't actually want to clarify what factors there are. And so now they have proposed another route for the demonstration, which is to surround this building. And we are disappointed.
即係大會度轉路線呢一樣嘢咧，就表示非常之遺憾嘅，因為轉路線呢一樣嘢咧係今日臨時咧警察向大會建議嘅，大會係無可接受嘅係。
In some other protests with other ethnic groups, previously they were allowed to cross exactly this bridge, the Tower Bridge. And today, the Metropolitan Police is saying that the Hong Kong organizer, the Hong Kong community organizer from Nottingham should not be able to cross that bridge, while they endorsed another protest demonstration previously to cross exactly the same bridge. Shame on them! And this is exactly why we still need to stand here. We still need to be here to say no to CCP. Say no to CCP. Say no to CCP. And if we bow to China, if you bow to China, you lose forever. Bow to China, lose forever. Bow to China, lose forever. Lose forever. So let me actually coordinate a bit with my team that may set off the march very soon. And then I will have another announcement to set off. Thank you very much for being here today. And we'll give the mic back to our drummer.
補充一句，我哋係要保持距離，我哋要散開少少。我哋輸人唔輸陣，雖然我哋今日都好多人，咁所以我哋要保持距離，散開少少，令到多啲人睇到我哋嘅 banner， 令到我哋多啲人睇到我哋嘅指示牌，我哋話俾人聽我哋嘅訴求，得唔得？大家好，香港人，香港人，香港人，嗱，重要嘅嘢咧係講3次嘅 ，OK？
Okay, our teammates from Sheffield and this have arrived. And one of our Ukrainian friends coming all the way down from Sheffield would like to say a few words. Big applause,
Hello, my name is Ayman Ekot and I am a refugee from Ukraine. I've been living in the UK for the last 6 years. And I also represent Chechen organization United Force that send support to all people who are colonized by China, for all nations who are suffering under CCP. And I have another small message that I will send to the end, but first I want to speak about fear. I want to speak about fear to recognize the reality. It's very, very human thing, you know. I get scared of money. I have mental health issues, and sometimes I'm scared to recognize it, and I will destroy my life. But it's shame when politicians have this kind of problems, because politicians here refuse to see what China actually means. They refuse to see oppression, everyday oppression and horror that Uyghur people suffering because they are Muslim and because they are Uyghurs. That people from Hong Kong, Tibet suffering. The people from Taiwan suffering. They refuse to see it. They want to see friendly China. They lie to yourself about it. And even worse, I see that many of these people who lie to yourself, not just politicians, but society as a whole, they, for example, use some idea of Tibetan meditation and stuff like this cultural appropriation to be more grounded and more connected to reality, when in reality they refuse to see what CCP is doing. They refuse to see what, from their names, this connection that the government has with China doing with them. Shame of them. I came from Ukraine, and in Ukraine we have a similar problem. In Ukraine, in 2014, when Crimea was occupied and thousands of Crimea Tatars people, indigenous people of Crimea, was falsely accused to be terrorists just because they are Muslim, just because they are ethnic minority. Many people of Ukraine were thinking that it was never happened with Ukraine, and now Ukraine is bombing. It's under bombing, constant bombing. People disappeared without trace, people tortured just because. Many people, many politicians refused to see what's going on, and Europe refused to see even worse, because in Ukraine there was brave people and smart people who was prepared to the war. But for a long time, Europe refused to see it with Russia, and now Ukrainian people pay the price. This same will happen if they wouldn't pay attention to China. They will be next. It's about their safety as well. Yes, and also, why I mentioned Chechen people? I mentioned Chechen people because Russian colonizers in Chechnya, that Russia occupied Chechnya in the beginning of Second Russian-Chechen War. This guy, Putin, he couldn't accept that Russia, after Soviet Union collapsed, Russia tried to take Chechnya back, but lost the war to a small Chechnya. And then Putin came to power. And Putin, Russia and China, very cool poster. And Putin take Chechnya back. The cost was filtration concentration camp for Chechen civilians. And then the leaders of occupation government in Chechnya was collaborating with leaders of occupational government in eastern Turkestan, how to create similar concentration camps. So this is the acts of evil, and people need to understand it. People need to oppose it for their own safety. And now I have a small message from people who are not scared, from people who have seen the reality as it is. This is a message from Sheikh Mansour battalion that fighting on Ukrainian side against Russian aggression. And it's for people who are suffering under oppression of China. And especially to Uyghur people, because Chechens are Muslims just like Uyghurs, but for everyone. They said that from the beginning of 17th century, when Russian king, Peter I, Russian Tsar, first time came to the Northern Caucasus, Chechen peoples began to fight holy war, but the war with the superpower. It wasn't just a war for land, it was a war for the faith, the war for deciding how to live, the war for honor, and the war to continue to live with this culture and with to pursue your traditions and your culture, the same that you have now, in the same. And in Russia, in Northern Caucasus, there was many years past, and There was different Russian called themselves different way, different empire. First Russian Empire, then Soviet Union, then Russia. Different flags and different ages, but Chechens have never surrendered. In forests, in mountains, in villages, in cities, there always was people who was ready to fight for their freedom and fight for themselves.